Warning! Ra's al Ghul's old. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Gotham, Season 4, Episode 3. They Who Hide Behind Masks. I'm your host, Dom. Joining me is Nikki.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
John, unfortunately, could not be here tonight because he's spending his lovely vacation in Disney World, and I'm jelly.
I don't know if you can say unfortunately, because he's very fortunate right
No,
now.
it's unfortunate for me because I'm not in Disney with him.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's unfortunate for me too, because
Yeah.
they couldn't stuff me in a suitcase.
So hopefully John's having a lot of fun.
Oh,
But
yeah.
so what'd you think about this episode?
I thought it was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. Okay, yeah.
Are you
No,
the kazoo kid?
yes.
Okay.
No, I thought Bruce was amazing this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really cool. I like seeing the 125 AD flashback that we had.
That was cool.
With Ra's al Ghul dying in some kind of war. Well, he was already dead when we met him. And then he was brought back to life through the Lazarus Pit. I'm not sure who
the
that
Lazarus
was.
Pit was more like glowy.
Not necessarily. It depends on the
Okay,
version of it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know who that guy is that brought him back to life, or what happened to him. Because obviously that guy had access to the Lazarus Pit, so he shouldn't be dead. But I think Ra's al Ghul killed him.
No, I feel like it's kind of like he was passing the torch on to Ra's al Ghul. Like
Maybe.
he was like done with his immortality. He was like, here, now you have it.
Maybe. You're the new protector.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So, Gordon, Mr. James Gordon, went down south to visit Mr. Falcone. And bumps into his daughter, Sophia. Sophia Falcone.
They seem to get it on really good.
Yeah.
Kinda.
First impressions of Sophia.
I don't know. She was hoity-toity riding a fucking horse. I thought she was going to be one of those stuck-up, sheltered little girls.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a mobster, so I mean, how sheltered could you be when you have the dealings of criminals going down
Her
all
father
around you?
took her down south to get her away from Gotham because she wasn't ready for that life and all that stuff.
Well, she'd been there. She moved there when she was like, what, 13, she said,
Yeah.
or younger. So it's just the daddy playing the protective card because his little girl is delicate and he doesn't want her to be influenced by Gotham.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Gotham is a dirty fucking city.
It's very, very dirty.
Yeah.
Forget about the crime. It's just it's a dirty
It's
city.
just nasty.
So Jim goes there with the intention of asking Falcone to come back and help with the Penguin incident. He tells him that crime has become legal. Penguin's done all this stuff, and he needs his help. Falcone reveals that he's dying, and he won't go down to Gotham. Something about fresh air down south is better for him. And I don't entirely believe him.
No, you know what? I think he's completely sincere.
I don't know.
I think he has like cancer or something.
I said I don't entirely believe him, which means there's part of it, something that's off. I can't help but think the Lazarus Pit is going to tie into it.
Everybody's been
Yeah.
in the Lazarus Pit so far.
I know.
It's like, come on, no, stop. Don't even mention that. He's gonna die a natural death,
Well,
and everybody's gonna.
we know
It's gonna be a
Ra's al
nice
Ghul is in
ceremony.
Gotham, right?
Yeah,
And
well,
Sophia just came to Gotham
like I said,
because
Gotham's a
the
dirty city.
the reason why is because you have this whole backstory that we set up at the very beginning with Ra's al Ghul showing the
Hmm.
Lazarus Pit, reminding us, right? Ra's al Ghul end caps the episode, right? So he's there at the end, and in between we have Gordon trying to go see Falcone. Falcone's mentioned he's dying, and instead of Sophia spending his last, bit of life and staying with her father, she comes down to Gotham. That
She
doesn't
did.
exactly add up to me.
She did kind of explain that he's never really been a father to her, and there's no
Well,
disrespect,
she
but
said that she used to have to schedule appointments with him and
yeah,
things like that, but things have changed now. Like she's saying now he's become everything that she basically wanted as a child. So she has it. Why leave?
to prove to Daddy that she can do it.
To prove to Daddy that she's gonna find the Lazarus Pit.
She's just trying to prove something, that's for sure.
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna come back, and she's gonna try bringing the water down to Florida or whatever the case may be, because Falcon's not gonna come there. So, I don't know. Red Bandit in chat says, anyone else think Jim is a hypocrite for wanting to be with Carmine's daughter after he was actively against Lee dating his son? Hashtag Bratman.
Um, was that the complete case?
It was jealousy.
Yeah,
That
well,
that
a
was
lot
that
of it was
was
jealousy, but it wasn't like, you know, I don't feel like Gordon was against her dating what's his face? I don't even remember his name. But like, yeah, he was jealous of him, but at the same time he knew that he couldn't choose for her, like, make that
well.
decision.
I think it was a bit of both. I think it was jealousy, and I definitely know at least once he threw in her face that don't you know who he is? Like the crime boss. Like
Yeah,
the
well,
apple doesn't fall far from the tree and all that. So yeah, there's a bit of hypocrisy there. But I don't know. I just Jim
I mean, at first
anything
glance,
that has a pulse, Jim's after. So
pretty much. But I mean, at first glance, as the viewers, we saw Sophia and she seemed pretty like naive to the whole like crime and mob stuff. So like, initially it was like, ah, she's just being, you know, super duper friendly and Jim is totally digging it. But then of course later we find out she's all deep in the mob stuff. She wants it.
yep. Yeah, it kind of pulls a fast one on Jim,
Hmm.
because Jim's not expecting that. They had the kiss on the beach and all that. He thinks she's just like a regular sheltered girl.
Hmm.
And then when she followed him back to Gotham, she basically said the city's her birthright. She's been preparing for it for the last 10 years. And she wants to work with Jim. So part of that now I see, that doesn't really explain the kiss and stuff on the beach, but the interest that he's going to have moving forward now is going to be a lot of the attraction to being one of the only people that wants to help Gotham. Like that's why they're going to be aligned, but there was definitely an
Hmm.
attraction beforehand too, so
Yeah, well, you could see the moment like he walked into Falcone's compound. He saw her on the horse and he was just like stricken. Right then and there, you saw his eye just kind of like not go empty, but like completely focused on Sophia. And then it was
yeah.
like, oh, hey, I'm here to see Falcone. The guy comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, Jim even apologizes for killing Mario.
Hmm.
And she's just like, look, I understand he was infected. You did what you had to do. Like,
Thank you.
she's not
Somebody
holding it
finally
against
fucking
him.
understands.
Yeah, she's not holding it against him. And it seems like Falcone is not either. Because last episode, we had Harvey telling Jim, don't go there. You killed his son. He's going to just shoot you then and there, whatever.
Hmm.
And that wasn't the case. Falcone didn't seem mad at him. Like, yes, he's dying, so he's a bit more relaxed and forgiving and just, lackadaisical. But
Hmm.
still you would think he would hold some kind of grudge. Sophia, who was not involved in this any way, shape, or form, has to take an objective stance on it. She could just blindly hate him. She could, but obviously the fact that she knows meant her father understands too, because she didn't just get that information from nowhere.
No.
You know?
And she did talk a little bit about her brother Mario and how they were close at one point because her father wasn't around. So, I mean, if anybody was going to be mad, like, it would be her.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. Then we had our favorite character, Barbara. Right? She's the whole staple of this podcast. Without her, the podcast wouldn't exist.
No, but she has become one of the more likable characters on this show.
She's our personal little legend. You know, she started out as a big joke, and now she's actually, a pretty active player in the game. It's a character we wanted to go away. But yeah, she's still selling the guns to criminals. But we see Selena doing like some kind of job. She's trying to steal something, which at the time we didn't know, but now we know it's the knife. And Selena had failed, so Barbara's like, "You're not ready. I'm gonna have to do this myself." And then she goes and talks to Penguin and tries to get the item before it hits the black market auction that Penguin's planning. And Penguin, all he wants to know is who her benefactor is. Because Barbara just came into a lot of money out of nowhere after she thought to have died. And if we put a little more thought into this, we probably would have realized Barbara did die. Right? But we just put this is Gotham. Nobody, stays dead. We just kind of put that in our brain that we didn't really look for an answer.
It's not even that we just put that in our brain. They've been enforcing it all episode. Even Harvey said...
Not only this episode, but the episode before, and...
Harvey was like, "Oh, it's Gotham." Barbara's like, "Oh, it's Gotham." And who else said that? Like, they're at least... each character said it at least once. They had to have. So it's not just us being like, "Oh, people just come back to life because it's Gotham." No, the people in the show actually believe that too,
Right. No, I know. I'm saying we should have dove into it a little bit more and realized,
it was Raj.
The Lazarus pit. That was like the big reveal of this episode. And it wasn't like an, oh my god, shocking end, but it was, it was enough to be like, oh, okay. Like, that makes sense. But, so... Raj Al Ghul, Bruce puts this together before Penguin does. Bruce kind of has knowledge of Raj Al Ghul, though. So it's a little different there. But Bruce has been, monitoring Penguin's boat. He's been tracking his activity, all kinds of stuff. He's got his new costume on, and, he's trying to do this thing. We have this cool little banter of how the costume's bulletproof, but the mask that Alfred made isn't. So you knew something was up. So it wasn't exactly his face that got injured, it was his hand. He got his hand slashed open.
Yeah, right, like, here-ish or something? It was like, it had to be on the top, because if it was under, he would have bled a lot.
No, it was definitely on the top, because we had Alfred sewing it up afterwards.
I mean, I want to say, Alfred, you did your best. Because there's like a flap of skin off to the side, and it was like you could probably make it talk or something. Like, he did his best. But yeah, like,
I wish cuts like this though worked in real life, because Alfred sewed that thing up, and guarantee you, in like 7 episodes from now, there's not gonna be a scar on Bruce's hand. But one of us would have that. That scar's there for life.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, but like, there was a gap between Bruce's glove and his bulletproof jacket, so he got a good slice right there.
Yep.
They need to kind of rethink the design a little bit.
Yeah, and he did that while trying to stop a thief that's stealing from Penguin.
Penguin, yeah.
Turned out to be Selena, but neither Selena knew Bruce was there, nor Bruce knew Selena was there. So that dynamic was a little interesting.
They just knew that another costume freak was there, and that was that.
Yeah. So Alfred gives him this whole spiel of how maybe other types of masks will work. And Bruce disguises himself as like uh, I don't even know. It's just like a street kid that's not a thug, like an old like paper boy, I want to say.
Yeah, it's kind of a paperboy. I mean, he had the paperboy hat basically, yeah. So he's just a regular street kid, before they actually set out to get their jobs and stuff back in the day.
Back in the day. So he goes in there spouting how he's looking for I think it was his father, his uncle, something like
His
that.
uncle.
Yeah. Um, and he goes through and he looks through the shipping manifest and he finds something from the tomb of Balassi. And that's when he realizes that book has something to do with like he goes and researches it and he finds out that the tomb has something to do with Ra's al Ghul because he sees him with the knife in the book. So that's when he's like, oh, I need to go and get this knife, and Penguin's gonna do a black market auction house for it. So he goes and puts on another mask, which is quite possibly the best mask I've ever seen
Oh, I had so
Bruce
much
Wayne
fun
have.
with this scene. It was this whole part of this episode was
Yeah.
just it was very
And
entertaining.
it's not just us, because Red Bandit in chat says the auction was my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah.
100% agree. 100% agree. But he goes as spoiled brat billionaire Bruce Wayne.
Hmm.
And it was hysterical. And he's sitting there just buying all these things at the start of paintings, whatever. And Alfred's like, "What are you doing? You don't have to blow all your money like this. And just because you can doesn't mean you have to." He's like, "You're the one that told me, that I have to put on, these things and prepare and improvise and all this stuff. And if I just come in here and go guns blazing for this knife, people are gonna catch on. But if I'm out here just frilly throwing my money around, they're not gonna think otherwise." So the embalming knife comes up for auction, yeah, and every time he's bidding $1 over Barbara, just one.
Fucking hilarious.
Even though it's increments of what, like $50 or $500 or something
No,
like
it was
that.
100 grand or something like
Okay.
that. It was not a small number.
Yeah. So then, after him and Barbara go back and forth and have some words, he just throws out this huge number, $2 million, and Penguin just ends the auction. Then in there on the spot, gives the knife, and he goes, the one of the best things here is Barbara didn't get the knife, so ends the auction, and was warned that Selena is going to try to come for it, but Bruce, he's not going to give it up. So Selena comes to the mansion later, and Bruce is sitting there in the dark, expecting her.
Hmm.
And
Well, not expecting her. He said he thought it was gonna be like Ra's al Ghul, because it wasn't. Penguin didn't tell Bruce that Selena was gonna be coming for him. He said that Barbara was gonna be coming for him, but Bruce assumed that it was Ra's al Ghul because he knew that it was his knife. So
Yeah.
he didn't expect Selena, but Selena was the one who showed up in Barbara's place.
Yep. Ben says Alfred can't keep bailing Bruce out whenever he gets in trouble. Sure he can. Sure he can.
He got the Lazarus juice spilled into his wound. He's more than capable of bailing Bruce out in the bad times.
Yeah, and we're still wondering when we're gonna see some side effects hit Alfred from the Lazarus Pit, because
I'm just waiting.
most tellings of the Lazarus Pit bringing people back from the dead have a consequence. It affects their personality in some way, shape, or form, or gives them not even like a personality change, but just like a character flaw. And I think it's only a matter of time before that starts showing up in Alfred.
I've been saying every episode since we started up, so it's only been 3 episodes, but I've been like, when's Alfred gonna start showing symptoms? Like, when are we gonna see Alfred glow a little green or something? I'm just expecting this kind of stuff. So
Speaking of green, we have this girl coming out of nowhere and thawing Ed out from Penguin's club.
I thought it was Ivy.
I originally did too when I first just saw like the hair.
Because she like last episode she drank all those potions and you could see her like doing shit and you couldn't really see the body just looked lanky and like because of the light she did look kind of like green skin, so I thought like Ivy actually like mutated. And then not even
Yeah, turns out to be Myrtle Jenkins, who went to school with Ed, and has apparently become his number one fan. Wants to be his sidekick. Calls
the
herself the Ridlette.
the roulette.
It's
Oh
just like
God.
we're dealing with Ed having muscle atrophy. He's been frozen for 5 months, I think they said.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, Penguin is furious. He's sitting there looking for Nigma. He's going nuts looking for her. Oh, then it reveals Penguin. I mean, Riddler Edward might have some form of brain damage. Um, because he can't get the simplest of riddles. What's green and red and spins around?
Frog in a blender.
Frog in a blender. That's like one of the oldest little kid riddles I've ever heard because I knew that when I was like 4. So
Even Zaz got that one.
yeah, that was the best part, you know.
Hmm.
And it's just like, all right, something's up with him. He smashes Myrtle with a book and escapes once his body's working again because she was doing all kinds of acupuncture and stuff to try to.
It was kind of like a misery feeling, the one where the lady kidnaps the writer and keeps him tied up and takes care of him and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was kind of
Stockholm syndrome.
no, it's not even Stockholm. It was just plain old kidnapping
Well, I
and
was I was I was expecting Stockholm syndrome is what I mean. Like I was expecting that from Ed because it seemed like, she was nursing him back to health, and Ed's kind of looking at her like, oh, and like, but he was playing her.
he was flying her the whole time.
He was trying to buy some time to come up with a plan to escape. And he does. It's not the best plan, but he escapes. And then we have Penguin and Zaz coming looking for him, and Myrtle like offers information, and then they killed her. And I was like, what? They just shot her in the head? Like,
Yeah.
they just introduced this crazy fucking character that freed Enigma and then killed her off. I was totally expecting her to be like, an antagonist for Ed like this whole season. That's what I was expecting.
I don't know. I really didn't feel a connection with the character, so maybe that's the whole point.
Maybe. I don't know. Is the Lazarus Pit capable of healing bullet wounds to the head?
Fuck if I know.
So I don't know. But Myrtle Jenkins, I don't believe has any uh, reference to any of the comics, anything like that. So she's not a character that we should know outside of that.
It didn't seem like it, like, because she kept saying, I mean, I was like, because I was like, oh, Harley Quinn, but no, that's the Joker. So, I was kind of like cycling through the female villains that kind of connected themselves to Gotham villains, and the Ridlette, like
Well,
Myrtle Jenkins,
I
it
knew the
wasn't a
Ridlette
name.
was not a
Yeah,
name
I
of a
know,
villain, but I didn't
but
know
like,
if like the if it was something else, another character they were building
yeah,
up
like
to.
I was definitely like going through my head, and I was like, there's no Myrtle Jenkins that I know of.
Yeah.
And, since we started Gotham, I have kind of delved into a lot of Batman lore of
Hmm.
all the different types of Batman, different stories and everything. So like I've done a little bit of research and there's no Myrtle Jenkins, so
Yeah. So I think the last little thing to mention is there seems to be a new detective. Detective Harper, female detective.
She seems pretty chill.
Yeah. Not really too much to say on her.
Not right now, no.
Yeah.
The whole, like, when Sophia walks in and Harvey's like, woohoo, Fox in the hen house, and he's like, no offense, and she's like, none taken, but isn't that the wrong, what? Like,
Yeah.
So the police are now hens, okay. They are chickens. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That about says
sense.
it.
Yep. Good on you, Harvey. You did a clever thing.
Yeah. You have anything else for this episode?
Not really. I mean, I would have loved to see a little bit more Lucius. Mainly just because he is one of those characters where we definitely need more input from. So, like, yeah, we know he made he helped make the armor for Bruce, but you know, you would think like after this episode maybe we will see him and he will be making alterations to the jacket and like everything else, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
They're gonna go to, they have to go to Lucius and say, oh, you know, we need, because Lucius is probably gonna see the wound on his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce is gonna be like, oh, rock climbing. My suit, you know, there was a gap in the suit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lucius is gonna come back with, you know, another prototype, and you know, that's how this is gonna go down.
So. I mean, isn't this arc of Gotham called The Dark Knight?
A Dark Knight.
A Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, eventually we're probably going to get to the point where Bruce has his first usable, like, you know, like, Batman suit. Like, no Val Kilmer nipples or anything.
No?
No. Okay. But, like, he's going to have a suit that's...
You didn't like nipple bat suits?
What was the point? It's not like he's cold in the suit.
Maybe.
It's not like it's fit form rubber and
I guess. So next episode is called The Demon's Head. Bruce Wayne puts the lives of Gotham Natural History Museum historian Niles Winthrop and his grandson Alex in danger in an attempt to uncover the meaning behind his prized knife from the auction. Meanwhile, Ra's al Ghul proves he'll take deadly measures to achieve what he wants. Also, with Sophia Falcone in town, she's on a mission to win back Gotham from Penguin.
I can't wait to see that, because we know Penguin can't hold on to his shit for long, so Sophie is gonna definitely...
He held on to Ed for 5 months. That's the longest I think he's ever held on to anything.
Yep, that's about it.
And then he slipped through his icy grip. Nikki, where can people find you? I was trying to make cold puns.
You can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Why are you looking so confused?
I don't know why you even tried.
You can find me. It's me. You know why? Because it's me. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM, and you can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Red Bandit, thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, see you guys later. Why are you still waving?
I'm not still waving, I stopped.
I'm looking at you. You're waving right now. With one finger.
Yeah.